At some point you come to realise that there isn't a space for everything on your channel, but you end up playing a game and you want to really talk about it from a certain direction. So, welcome to a first impressions video, and today's game is going to be Sable. The first thing you notice about Sable is the art style. It has a simple line drawing with an almost cel-shaded style that happens to deeply evoke the desert space that you're in. During the daytime, colour is presented as bright and sharp, whereas at night it starts to blend together into a flat singular, parsing what is happening through line art. Sable, the player character, also just has less frames of animation, which gives this effect that I find hard to describe but really makes her stand out in the world. It is just so unique. One way to get a smaller game notice is to have an art style which is pronounced, but aesthetic alone is not enough for it to be sticky, for it to stay. That is to say, the first 4 hours or so of this game really won me over, even if it was the art that originally attracted my eye. Spoilers for the first few hours of the game, but I'll need that for this video, so please allow me that. You are part of a nomadic desert tribe that travels on hover bikes between destinations. Sable has come to the stage in her life to take on the gliding, a moment of separation from your tribe to explore the world and figure out who and what you are. The opening section of the game has you setting up this process. You need to gather parts to build your bike, imbue your gliding stone, and get some advice from your fellow travellers. What was their gliding like? Who should I be? This small rock that houses your complete society feels like home. Speaking to each person with well-written dialogue gives a sense of family, blood relation or otherwise. These are the people invested in your future, but aware you need to take your own steps forward. Building your bike is a case of scavenging the remnants of technology that seems at odds with the rest of the world. It's the carcasses of the past, or at least something else. A question for later maybe. Cleverly, the game loans you a beginner's bike that coughs and splutters all over the dunes, but there's an upgrade on the cards very shortly, which is exciting both as a player and for Sable. Imbuing the gliding stone is done at one of your people's holy sites. I assume it's holy by the power that it gives, but you're never quite sure if there's a religious connotation. Perhaps sacred is a better word. Similar to the hand glider in Breath of the Wild, it allows you to glide down safely from high up places, or jump in between one high location to another, leaving you safe to explore. Quickly a sense of freedom comes. Each surface being climbable gives over to a joy of getting on top of things and finding secrets that it holds. A conversation develops between the developer and player. Is there something up here? Well, yes, there is. The extent of exploration possible quickly becomes apparent. I wanted to see what was at the top of every tower of stone, inside every cave of sand, or inside the ruins of every ship. The freedom to mooch around quickly opens a view to the world that encourages inquisitiveness. There is something in this early overcoming of obstacles that opens a view to the world that allows you to build some self-confidence. I can take that on. I can climb that. You are starting to become yourself. You get on your bike, you get your stone, and you come back to camp. They're gone. Each conversation up to this stage has been about your future. You knew you were going to be separating, but the way it happens in game happens suddenly. Up to this moment you've had the guiding light of your people each step that you've taken, but then you quickly recognise that you need to figure out the next step yourself. Their sudden departure really struck me. It reminded me of the moments of solitude without family after moving out, the feeling of the world opening up in front of you, the possibility, but also recognising your own naivety, not knowing what to do next. It's full of so many emotions that remain sharply in my mind, and in hindsight it was only through making mistakes and trying things that I learned. So there is nothing for it in Sable, but to try things and make mistakes. Thank you for watching. I might have a later video on Sable. I really like this game, but we'll wait and see. My name's been Billy. Goodbye.